Sonible's just dropped Smart Reverb 2, and you definitely need to check this out. On this video, I'll walk you guys through the features because some of the features can actually be a little bit confusing until you wrap your head around it. So I'll walk you guys through the features and we will try it on a couple of sources so you can decide for yourself if this is for you. Let's go check it out. So here we are inside the door, guys. I'll just walk you guys through the features of Smart Reverb 2 because this one is a little bit confusing if you are used to the traditional reverbs. So as you would notice on here, there is no reverb time or what we normally call decay, and there's no pre-delay or, dry and wet knob. So this size that you see here is actually, what has replaced your reverb time or decay, the reverb decay. So you can obviously increase or decrease it. And if you look at the tail shape in here, obviously the higher it goes, the bigger the reverb will sound. Then the smaller, it's almost like a small reverb time, obviously. Then the next one is this distance knob. So this distance has replaced your traditional, dry and wet knob, right? And this one is also, standing for your pre-delay. So you can actually see this as dry and wet knob and also a pre-delay. So if you load the one moving it, obviously it's pushing the source to the back. So you can also use this to drag it. Front, back. So front, obviously, it's almost like a dry, sound, no reverb. Then as you push into the distance, you're now going into the back, obviously getting the source more wet till you get all the way to the back, which is 100. Then you have your normal width, to make the reverb sound wider. Then you have color here that is, either to make it dark or brighter. Then you also have clarity. It says to control how clearly the dry signal stand out from the reverb. That's what clarity does. So to me, I feel like this, you could actually see it as maybe like a reverb docking sort of a thing. It might not be exactly what it's doing, but this to me is what this is doing. Then you have obviously wet knob. This is actually what I'm really, really happy about. The fact that they included this wet knob. So that if you want to use this on a bus, all you have to do is just hit this wet knob and you're good to go. As you can see, once we've clicked it, it lets you know here that wet mode is enabled. And also this distance knob has been grayed out. So you have obviously source adaptation, but this will be on once you've run the sound and it generates a thingy for you. Then the next one is this mode. You have different modes here. The normal mode is all right. Then you have infinite mode. And one thing I like about this plugin also is there is obviously details on screen. So if you hold your cursor here, you can see infinite creates endless tail. Reverse, obviously, you know what reverse reverb is. Then there's a bounce, blend, bounce, which they say it blends original and reverse reverb. So you can just click it to change to different sources or normal. Then you have option here to actually mono a particular range. This is obviously 100, so mono below 100. So you can drag this up or drag it down where in monos, obviously 20 Hertz is almost like there's no mono going on. So you have your auto gain there that you can click on or off. This manual override is also a really good one. So if you click on it, you can now control the tail yourself, right? And you can have it either in seconds or in beats. And you can also control how much energy each range have got, each frequency range, because you can now move the crossover points. So if you leave it here, for instance, from 5K and above, you can reduce how much reverb happening there. Then the mids, you can also reduce how much reverb happening there. The low, the same thing. You can also move this to, set your own crossover points and reduce it. But let's just turn that off. Let's now go ahead and run this reverb on the lead vocal. Let's see what suggestion it will give us. Obviously, unlike all, Sonible plugins that has this AI built into it, you need to select your source. On this one, we're using vocal. Then sometimes, obviously, if you leave it on universal, it will decide for you what sound or what settings you feel like is best suited for that. But giving it a particular one will help. So we've gone for vocal high. I'll just hit the, play.
They say it's not too late to change your fate. And you'll never learn without mistakes.
So this has obviously generated our best feature, or should I say best settings that I feel like would be best suited for the vocal. Let's have a listen to it.
They say it's not too late to change your fate.
So as you can see, it has put this in the middle, but looking here, you'll see there's actually 4 reverb types. You have your room, you have hall, you have plate, and you have spring. So center here that it has placed this is almost a little touch of everything. So you can now drag this to the hall side if you want this to be more of a hall reverb.
They say it's not too late to change your fate.
Conversely, you can move to plate if you want this to be plate.
They say it's not too late to change your fate.
So now that it has given us this, we can go ahead and increase the distance if we want to push this a little bit more into the reverb. And we'll have size that obviously I told you is almost like a decay or, reverb time. We can also increase that to have more wetness.
They say it's not too late to change your fate. And you'll never learn without mistakes.
So another great feature that we will be looking at is grouping. This is a way where you can actually group all your reverbs and use just one instance to control it. Say for instance, we've added multiple Smart Reverb 2 on different sources. We can now create group by clicking here. And after creating the group, we can drag everything in here and use just this one to control it. At least this way, this will give us perspective of where everything stands in terms of, front to back. So any source that you want to be more to the back, you just have to, drag it to the back. And the ones you want to be in front, you drag them to the front. So I've actually got one on this clap, right? So let me go ahead and put another one on this hi-hat, so that we can utilize this feature. So I've only got the one that I have on vocal on currently, or should I say open. So if I hit this add group, now I can just name this anything. Create. Now you can see all the instances we have is showing up here. So we've got main hi-hat, clap, guitar, main. Obviously, this is our lead vocal. So now we can actually drag them in. So if we drag the guitar in, the clap in, and the main hi-hat in. So we now have obviously 4 different instances here. Let's go ahead and close this. Now you can see all the 4. So currently on our lead vocal, we've got size 30, distance at 22, width is 80. You can obviously make it brighter or darker, or even, some docking if we want. Now, the second one, which is the main hi-hat, we can now leave it here. Third one is the clap. If we want the clap to be behind the hi-hat, we can just drag it to the back. And we can also, control the size. This is the distance, obviously, the width. Let's have a listen to this. Obviously, you can now use this one instance to actually change the settings of the rest without opening them up. But let's have a listen.
They say it's not too late to change your fate. And you'll never learn without mistake.
So the clap, I think I need to reduce the reverb size a bit. So either we bring the distance to the front a little bit more and keep the size as it is. Let's try again.
They say it's not too late to change your fate.
Do you notice how the clap has now come closer to our vocal in real time? Let me just push it to the back again. Have a listen. Pay attention to the vocal and clap.
They say it's not too late to change your fate. And you'll never learn without mistakes. So usually you call, hang up, and
you see how powerful this is. I'm actually able to now use this to actually bring the clap in front of the vocal, or I can drag it to the, behind the vocal. So this is really, great stuff, especially the fact that you can use just this one instance to now control all of them. So I hope this is helpful, guys. Go ahead and check it out. Let me know what you think about it. And until next time, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the super thanks and super sticker. Also click that like button because that helps the channel and it obviously helps me to make more content like this one. If you find this helpful, let me know in the comment section as well. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye for now.